Okay, I'm at 1844 Lindsey Lane doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, basically anything that would be of concern to the buyer. Our access point, at least the first attempt here, we're going to try to go through the kitchen line in the rear left of the basement. So clean out underneath these stationary shelves here. And so we're going to see if we can get I think the camera will go in. It's just a matter of whether or not I can get an angle here to get enough force behind it to push it out. But let me show you. Here is the access point. And that is towards the front of the basement. There's the stationary tub up there. And so may have to run some water once we get through here. The kitchen lines are usually pretty nasty. So we may end up having to inspect this portion on the way back after we get out past all that. And you can see all the grease buildup and stuff in these lines. It's pretty normal for a kitchen line to look like this. It's from the years of food and grease coming off of dishes and through the dishwasher. So usually as you push out through this stuff, it's going to be covered until we get out into the larger diameter pipe. There we go. The good thing is my camera will scrape through all this, and the next time you can see those white chunks it's all grease. Be clear enough on the way back without pushing it and plowing it up in front of the camera lens to be able to see better. And this should be PVC all the way out to the street. Take a look outside. It looks like the sewer main is across the street, so we are going to have a good ways to go. Okay, so if you look on the top of the screen, you'll see an opening. It's like a connection. It should be the clean out right before it exits the house in the front of the house. It's actually underneath the carpet in the front closet of the basement. Maybe 4 or 5 feet from the, if you're facing the front wall from inside, be about 4 or 5 feet from the right side wall. Now we're switching over to another form of PVC. This is SDR 35. It's usually on the interior they use Schedule 40. It's a white gluable PVC. On the exterior they tend to use green SDR 35, which is about the same pipe thickness and everything, but this is an exterior pipe, usually gasketed so that it gives a little bit. The connections can move around a little bit with the earth. So far, the line's looking really good. Okay, I'm going to have to pause the video for a minute. We're out about 120 feet, and I'm going to turn on some water to hopefully assist with the pushing of the camera. Hopefully it'll help carry it the rest of the way to the main. Alright, so we've got the water down to this point, and so hopefully we get enough help to get this thing all the way out to the main. So we can finish the inspection here. Close now. And here we are. Alright, so we've made it all the way to the main, which is great news, and I didn't see any defects at all. The line looked like it had great pitch on it, all the connections were nice and tight, everything looked great. And so we'll pull back, and as we pull back, we'll leave the water running. If there are any low spots or anything, that should highlight, with the water running, it should highlight any low spots or bellies. And we'll also get a chance to take another look at the pipe itself. See these sections of pipe at least 10 feet in length. Usually they're about 10 feet. They do make 20-foot sticks, but most of these that are used are about 10-foot sticks when they install it. The camera lens is maybe a ½ inch off the bottom of the pipe, so it's a good indication too, especially in a 6-inch diameter pipe. The water level is not reaching any kind of level. Stop and take a breather here. And we're back into the Schedule 40, the white PVC. So if you look on the left there, that line is what's coming over from the bathrooms, the shared bathroom on the right side of the house, if you're facing the house, on the second story. And so there is no access to that line, so we were not able to inspect that branch. The line is just covered over with drywall in the basement as the set comes down. And the same thing similarly with the stack with the plumbing on the left hand side of the house if you're facing it, that those bathrooms come down to a stack and they go behind the back wall of the basement bathroom. You can kind of see it in between the concrete wall and the finished wall in that bathroom. There is a stack, but again, it's inaccessible. So now we are getting really close to the kitchen line. You can see all this stuff where I'd push through it with my camera. And so next time you run that kitchen line, it should flush most of this stuff out that I pushed through it, but it should be a good teaching point for people that, you know, you got to watch what you put down your kitchen sink, because it's the most common line to clog, and it's usually because of the food and the grease that goes down your kitchen sink. So we'll run some hot water here before we leave, and hopefully that kind of helps flush that line out a little bit. But we are coming back out of the clean out, and we are back in the drum. So basically the line looked great. Obviously you have some buildup in that kitchen line, which is normal. And we'll run some hot water before we leave, see if we can just flush some of that stuff that I loosened up with the camera, just to kind of help out. But overall the line is in great structural condition. It's got great pitch. All the connections look you know, nice and tight. Everything looked great, so nothing to really report except a good sewer line. So that'll end the inspection at 1844 Lindsey Lane in Cincinnati, Ohio.